In today's video topic, I'm going to be watching Jake Paul show you guys why you need to acquire the fight stone, which means you need to learn how to fight.
Real beef with Steiny and Steve now because Steiny kind of left being Steve's assistant to do the podcast, and I don't think that he handled it in like the most professional way. Like he wasn't straight up with Steve.
I'm not gonna lie to y'all, based off that previous video I made about Andrew Tate and what happened with that.
Andrew Tate is a pig. It's a piece of shit. I don't agree with one thing he said.
I'm not even surprised that Steiny be moving like that.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Wow, and kick his ass out. This is completely real. I don't care if Steiny's in the podcast, I don't care about nothing. This is like real shit. I don't want Steiny around this is my place, bro. He's the most two-faced piece of shit ever. You should see what he says about me to him.
My only thing is this. Yeah, he could be two-faced, but why do y'all boys let him hang around like that? That's my biggest thing. But, you know, at the end of the day, I know it's entertainment, so I'm not going to be too pressed about it. But just know, if y'all boys have these snakes in the grass around your circle, them boys need to get the fuck up out of there.
Steve's like willing to mate in some sort of universe forgive you.
Is that a fucking Batman costume? The fuck? Y'all see that right there? Is that the fucking Batman costume? Whose house are they in?
What should Steiny?
These fuckers got so much money they in Bruce Wayne's house now.
So we're headed to Jake Paul's party. So I think his girl Julia Rose is gonna talk to Steiny, and then Jake's gonna get pissed and like pin Steiny up against the wall and shit. He's gonna shit himself.
Do those jeans come?
I mean, listen. When it comes to Jake Paul, the motherfucker spent years in the boxing gym getting beat the fuck out of so he could have this power. Don't get it twisted. I know a lot of people will say, oh, Jake Paul's not a real fighter. The dude has been training with specialized, skilled amateur boxers, and all these dudes are even pro. The dude has money. You know, I imagine once I get some real money, like I'm talking about some like real serious money, at that time, I imagine I'll probably be doing the same kind of shit. I imagine when you get to a certain point of like fortune and fame, you're going to want to become like a god at that point. And I feel like that's kind of where Jake Paul's headspace has been at.
You guys coming to Jake Paul's with us? What's up? How are you?
Are you still filming? Me, please. Okay, you don't have our permission.
Wait, no permission to be filmed. Why
No
not?
permission. I don't
This
like
is good
to
for
be
you
filmed.
guys.
I don't care about this shit.
So then why are you coming over here?
Wait, why are you recording?
I'm trying to start a YouTube channel.
Wait, what's your YouTube channel called? I swear to God, like I will sue the.
Well, you came over here. We would film.
Is that what Miami's about, man? That's how these girls be out there. They be like that. Oh, I'm going to sue you. All right, shit. Do your thing, shorty. I ain't holding you.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. Yeah, you came here. You saw the camera.
No, I listen to talk to you.
You did come here. No, we filmed
I will definitely
Alright, let's just.
sue the fuck out of all of you.
Okay, congrats. Go.
Yeah, I don't know why she had to voice her opinion like that. Like, no one gives a fuck. Feel me? If they got a whole camera crew out there, do you think they give a fuck about your little lawsuit? Come on now. Let's be logical now. Let's not be delusional. She's deluding herself.
Like, I get the. You're here for 5 minutes wasting my time. We get your point. You don't want to be on video.
Yeah, no.
Okay, congrats. Okay.
That's what they call a rare gambles W.
Should I like be like this, right?
I think
Or-
one thing most people fuck up on is like not going hard enough. It's like what's he Yeah, no.
I'm really nice though. Like I don't
You
like
could
to
do whatever
fight.
you want to him.
I don't
It's
like to fight like outside. So
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Everyone's rooting for you to prank Steiny right now. Like he's the cockiest little shit. Everyone says it. Like. Got an extra Givenchy shirt or something for us?
I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
You were asking.
My boy over there, Sauce, he getting nervous. You could tell it on his face. He's like, I don't know what I meant either.
Oh no, I don't got one.
I saw him flirting with your bitch, and honestly, it was like it pissed me off.
Honestly, she was flirting with me. I was doing none of the flirting. It's very surprising.
Put the camera down for a second.
It was at this moment.
They had to do it because I was about to do it to him. Feel me? Y'all see what I did to that boy when Andrew Tate was on his ass. Look at his face, bruh. This dude right here, this dude gonna be a really funny looking dude in a couple of years, man. At least he got his money right.
That he knew. He fucked up.
Well, why is that my fault?
Jake likes us. What are you tripping?
You're tripping, bro. I need you. No, he eats a weasel.
Man's calling him a weasel. That's disrespectful, man. I don't care if it's a prank or not. You call me a weasel, I'm gonna be fighting Jake Paul and you that same night.
He's like me.
He grabbed your ass.
Wow.
I saw it.
I wouldn't do that unless it was.
That has to be like a top 5 scariest moment for any man. When a shorty's accusing you of some shit like that, that has to be top 5 scariest, man.
Guaranteed.
Because you never know what can happen from that. You know, a lot of these dudes, they'll take her word first before they take yours. You'll end up having a fucking bullet in your head if you don't play it carefully. Wow.
You grabbed your ass.
Yo, he's a sucker for pain, man. He's always getting sun, man. That is crazy. And that's what I'm saying. Your boys need to acquire that fight stone, because my thing is this. If Steiny was, let's say, Tank Davis, which in a different universe that could be possible, ain't no way Jake Paul's just grabbing him like that.
He's gonna fold from his. Oh my!
But, you know, even if it's just a bit, let's say it was fucking Canelo, for example, and Jake Paul trying to grab him like that, regardless of bit or not, most motherfuckers are not touching Canelo. I don't give a fuck how much bigger Jake Paul is than him. If you guys aren't inside a boxing club already, or you guys aren't, you know, doing some jiu-jitsu or MMA, then there's no better time to do it than now. You know, I heard a great quote before. It's better to be a warrior in a garden than it is to be a gardener in a war.
Hey, yo, chill. We just had a fucking conversation. Get these fucking cameras out of here, bro. Yeah, of course. Cloud up and you're gonna get a fine bitch. Cloud up and you're gonna get a fine bitch.
I thought he was clouded up. You know, if you're on Nelk, you should have some clout. And maybe he don't have the clout stone. You know, the clout stone to me is like, you know, when you have a blue check mark. That shows you're official on that shit. But let's just double check. He got a blue check mark. So I mean, you don't got fame, but you do got clout. So I'm not gonna disregard it on that end. So that was a backhanded compliment from Jake Paul. Oh, what?
I do want to say something quick. Like,
That's crazy.
Steiny is a good guy.
I don't know if that was a fake kind of like edit they did there, but if he grew that much over a fucking video like that, that's pretty cool.
And like whoever he
1 hour later.
All right, boys, so that's pretty much the end of the video right there. I'm going to be cutting out a portion of it just because they are playing music that's obviously going to copyright my shit. So, you know, fuck it. Anyways, we're going to get to the takeaways. We're going to break down what happened here and what you guys can learn from it, even if it's just a skit. It's just a lot of good information to learn from like a real world perspective. So with that said, let's get to the takeaways. All right, takeaway number 1. You must acquire the fight stone. It is empirical for any man who's trying to be his best version of himself to get the fight stone. You need the ability to be able to fight if necessary. More than likely, most people are never going to have to fight in their lives, but just having that confidence, knowing that if something pops off, you are equipped and ready to handle it, will give you the utmost confidence to not let shit like that happen. If that was Canelo talking to Jake's girl, Jake Paul is not grabbing him, because you grab Canelo, you might not wake up. On top of that, it's also very important to get it, just because if you're going to be out here doing your thing, you know, even if you have a wife or a girl, or you have, you know, a family, whatever you're on. I've heard a great analogy one time about the wandering lion. When you get comfortable in the position you're in, a lot of times there's a wandering lion waiting to take your spot. And how that translates to this situation is that if you don't have your shit together and the wandering lion calls you on your bluff, that will be the day that you don't eat, just because he's waiting to take your meal. He's waiting to take everything you got. So if you don't get the ability to learn how to fight and that wandering lion decides to take your meal, you'll have no way of stopping him. So learn how to fight so that way this doesn't happen to you. Takeaway number 2, you need to understand your logistics. When it comes to this situation right here, I'm thinking the whole time, like, why are you taking so much time talking to a girl that you know is dating Jake Paul? It's not just sort of the simple fact of Jake Paul, but the chances of converting that to anything real is like a 1 in none chance. Unless you have some immaculate game and she's really showing you the high levels of interest, then there ain't really no point, especially when you're in a party that has hundreds of other women. They're not in like Buffalo, New York. They're in fucking Miami, Florida. So let's not, you know, let's not play around and act like there wasn't baddies all around the fucking party. So that's my first problem with him. Another important part about knowing your logistics is understanding how your time is being used at that point. My thing is this, it seems like he was just talking about dumb shit with her, just like he always does. And he's just wasting time talking to somebody that's really not really, you know, gonna have anything pop off with. My thing is this, I'm all about having conversations to have conversations. But why would I be talking to some random girl I barely know that's dating Jake Paul when I can be chopping up with the boys having a good time? It doesn't really make much sense. So I don't know if that was fake on his part, but if it wasn't, then man, God help him. All right, takeaway number 3, keep your circle tight. When it comes down to it, earlier in the video when Steve was calling out Steiny for being a weasel and being a snake, my thing is this. If Steiny is such a snake, why is he in your circle? Like, why do y'all boys still have him around? Like, you know what they say, a tiger doesn't change his stripes. In this case, obviously I'm looking a little bit too deep into this case here, just because I don't really know the context behind why he was calling him a weasel. But end of the day is this: if you guys have people who've shown you once that they're disloyal to you, that's an immediate sign to find somebody else who can take their place in your life. You should never be putting up with people who do shit behind your back, or stab you behind the back, or talk shit behind you. Those are the worst kind of dudes, actually. Just because my thing is this: if I'm gonna talk shit about somebody, just know that I tell them the same shit to their face. I can't stand these little ass dudes who talk greasy behind someone's back, and then as soon as they see them, they're all buddy and little ad ass boys, man. I hate that shit. But the bottom line is this, man: know who you're dealing with. Let's say, for example, that's real, and you guys do get in a fight with Jake Paul and his entourage. More times than not, Steiny is not throwing no punches. Boys aren't solid all around from the get-go. Chances when times get tough, they're not gonna be solid all around. So just understand that. Make sure you know who you're dealing with, so that way if anything does pop off, you know who's got your back. Like always, make sure you guys can subscribe. Also follow me on my social media. The reason why you should be following me on social media is because I do post weekly daily self-improvement tips and hacks, just to ensure that you guys are going hard as well. Let's continue to make this YouTube shit grow, and holla back.